Hi Allies, it's Tom for Alliance Comics, Toys, and Games. Got something a little different tonight. We're going to be focusing in on toys. Recently came back from a pick, and I want to tell you the backstory on it first before I get to what's in the box. So I met a guy at a show, and his brother had recently passed away. Him and his other siblings inherited thousands of model kits and Dragon 12-inch soldiers. Dragon's a company. It's not actual dragons. It's the name of the company, but it's like World War II figures from the late 90s, early 2000. They're highly detailed and they're a little expensive, but most of the people, with it being almost a 20-year-old toy, who collect them have what they need. They're only looking to fill a few holes, so they don't move that fast. So I was talking to him about it, and he's wanting to move it all at one time. And he did the research, and he felt like there was 20,000 retail there. He said he had a guy come out to the house and look it all over, and he offered him $5,000. I tried to explain to him, as a dealer, that wasn't a terrible price, because, like I said, we're talking about thousands of model kits that don't move fast and thousands of these World War II figures that don't move that fast. The rate of return would be really slow. You'd have to slash them, really cut the price on them. You're not going to get that. And then on top of it, you're going to have to sell a lot of it online to get the money. If you try to just sell those at shows only, it's going to take forever. So I tried to explain to him that wasn't an unreasonable offer. But anyway, so we talked a little bit more, and he pulled some out. We came to an agreement on price on that lot, and I had to go to his house to pick him up because I was loaded up for my show. So I agreed to meet with him like 4 days later at his house and bring him the money. So I get there, and the guy is kind of an angry person, just in general, it seems like. Has a lot of things going on, and I guess he might still be in the grieving process over his brother, but he just isn't very happy. And he seems to be really upset about having this burden that he feels, I guess, about having to deal with these figures. So I'm uncomfortable, and I really just want to give him the money, buy what I agreed to buy, and get out. It's also a hoarder situation. The whole living room is filled with boxes of these figures. The model kits are filled into the dining room. There's stuff everywhere. It's kind of creepy, to put it bluntly. Okay, so we make the deal. He tries to put pressure on me to buy the whole thing. He tries to put pressure on me to buy some more, and I'm just like, dude, let me deal with these first. If they move fast, or if I can figure out how to move them and it'd be cost effective, I'll get back in touch with you. So he agrees to that. He goes, well, let me take you down to the basement and show you my stuff. So we go down to the basement. It's a basement. I mean, it's a creepy basement. And he's like, I got all this Star Wars stuff and Star Trek stuff. Okay. So we start opening tubs, and it's 1990s Star Trek Playmate stuff. Not the greatest sellers. There are some decent pieces in there. There's ships in there, but they've all been opened. Nothing too exciting. For the most part, the Playmates figures, I get like $3 a piece for them. So we go through them. I pull out a few things that I'm mildly interested in. And he goes, well, let me show you some of the stuff I had when I was a kid. So we open that up. It's all vintage Star Trek and Star Wars stuff. Okay, so now there's something really special at the end of this, so you're going to want to stick around if you're about to get so bored with this that you can't handle it. Trust me, the payoff at the end of this is really big. Okay, so we start going through the stuff, and he shows me a land speeder, not in too terrible a shape. We come to a price on it, yay. Shows me an X-Wing. This isn't in that great a shape. It's got some duct tape on the cockpit. The wings won't stay open. It's a little yellowed. The guns are somewhere in the box, but so it's there's somebody who would want it to restore, but it's not killer. But we come to terms on it. So then he shows me this. It's in very nice shape, but it's missing all the Star Wars stickers, or Jedi, or whatever it's from. I assume it's Star Wars. But it is in nice shape. Again, I don't know if it works yet, but it's a good piece. A lot of people who do cosplay like to have this because it's a very high detailed gun. And missing the sticker should make it an easy sell as well, whether it works or not. And I also have a friend who can generally get these going if I can't. So it wasn't a high risk, and I didn't pay too much for it. So this was a good buy. I was happy with this. Here was a nice lunchbox, mid-grade, displays nicely, graphics are in good shape, shows some wear on it, but it's a pretty strong piece. I'm going to say what's in here. Okay, so we'll get back to that. Okay, so then he shows me these. This is a Star Trek The Motion Picture vintage t-shirt, James Kirk. You know, really nice shape. I don't think he wore it. These decals from that era didn't tend to survive too many washings. So, you know, it is a smaller size, and they don't sell the easiest, but I'm not in them a whole lot. I was happy with the price I paid on them. Here's another one of the Enterprise. Sorry, let's do it like this. Of the Enterprise. So, again, smaller size, a little harder to sell. You know, you got to get some geek who wants to get them for their son or daughter to wear. And t-shirts are a little bit, vintage t-shirts are a little tougher because everybody reprints them and stuff. It's not hard to get a hold of them. So, you know, in this size and everything, I'm not expecting to make a mint, but I didn't pay a whole lot for them. And they're cool. And they wouldn't make a bad hanging piece. And they are, you know, like I said, the graphics on them are minty. I honestly, he didn't wear them very much, don't show any sweat stains, anything along those lines. So I think, and this seems to be the kind of personality that him and his brother have, is that they bought stuff and they put it away. This one's really cool. I've never seen it before. And this one's, you know, I don't think it's a licensed piece. It's, you know, it says, "May the Force be with you," with a X-Wing on it, but I'm not sure about this one. If it's, and this one looks like it has been worn a little bit, but overall, really nice shape, nice little jersey, and a cool vintage piece, true vintage piece, and yeah, it's pretty cool. Okay, so then we're talking, and he's like, "Well, here's my box of figures." So we open that up. Here's a backing card for an 18 hat driver. And he starts to show me some of the figures. Got a nice Vader. Missing the tip on the lightsaber, but still very little paint rub on the chest plate there. And overall, just really nice shape. Here's a Mego Spock, not a big deal, but still cool, still vintage. Nice hammerhead. Now here is a very nice, I gotta take a closer look at this because it's actually in pretty good shape. And I might be sending this one off to get graded because these excuse me, these Death Star droids in high grade actually bring a premium price because the paint was always kind of off and skewed and missing and stuff, and this one's pretty sharp. I don't know if you can see how good that is, but pretty good paint. So I think this one I'll be sending off to AFA. There's a red Snaggletooth. Nice Gonk droid, power droid. Death Squad Commander. Couple of, three decent Stormtroopers. These show a little bit more play wear. They are starting red and yellow. Some of the white plastic starts to turn pink. So it's got pink legs, headed that way, but still nice shape. Here's the and a driver that I got the backing card for. This one's pretty clean. This one might be I'll take a closer look at this one. This one looks like it's really high grade. I might be sending this one off to AFA as well. Okay, so here's a really nice piece. Something everybody always wants is Boba Fett. He's got the double painted knees, unpainted dart. Chest plate's pretty good shape. Not quite grade worthy. There's a little bit of a flake missing there, but relatively tight joints. You know, it's a shame that that one flake is missing there, because other than that, it looks really good. So, gonna have to check this one out. But I honestly don't think that one's gonna go. Decent standard R2 and an R5 D4, both in nice shape. Not perfect, but nice played with toys. Okay. So we're getting to the big thing. All right, so here's Migo McCoy from Star Trek The Motion Picture. This was a bit of a bummer. It's Tweaky from Buck Rogers, but they got at the screw in the center and screwed up the plate there. He's also pretty loose. I wish he was tight. Here's a small head Han. Here's a nice Leia, not perfect. Could use a bit of a cleaning, but pretty nice. She's starting to pink a little rather than yellow, like I said before, but pretty nice. Got the iridescent paint on her hair, so that's a little rare. Oxidation's happening, I guess. So got the iridescent paint on it. Nice Chewbacca, iridescent paint on the pack. I'll have to take a look and see if his boat. I got most of the weapons. I haven't gone through them all, put them together, but he's really tight. If I get the green bowcaster, I might be sending him off as well. Between the iridescent pack and the green bowcaster, it might be worth sending him in. Here's one of the Heartbreakers. Typical kid stuff. He wanted to make some of his Jawas look like the ones in the movie. So, you know, he put a hole in it, a hole there, and then he burnt it. Here's a Bosk. I'll have to check the head variations on this too, because that looks like a different head. He's a little rough, but if that's the rare variant on the head, that's a really good piece. Here's a Hoth Han. Now here's two Luke X-Wing fighters, pilots. This one's nice, not great, but nice. And here's a Wedge that he took a Luke and turned it into a Wedge. I thought that was kind of cool, custom figure. He actually did a pretty good job on the mustache, to tell you the truth. Here's a nice Greedo. Really nice Greedo, actually. There's some variations on him too. I'll have to dig deeper into him, but he's in nice shape. Walrus Man. He's got a little bit of a blemish there. It's a shame, because other than that, he's in actually really good shape. Bespin Han. He's yellowed a little bit on his neck. Bespin Luke. Really nice shape. Some paint rubs, light ones to his head, but a nice blonde Bespin Luke. Here's Migo Spock. There's a C-3PO. He's pretty loose. Looks like this one, actually his gold has held up pretty well, but his joints are really loose. So, here's Yoda. Looks like a pretty nice Yoda. Not quite grade worthy because of the feet. They've kind of got a funky color going on. I might try cleaning them, see if they go back to green, because other than that, he doesn't really have any paint rubs on his hands, and he actually looks pretty good. But orange snake variation, light brown cane, so cool piece. Okay, so we only got a few more figures to go, and I'll get to show you something really special. Okay, so here's two regular Jawas. These he didn't burn or anything, and they're in nice shape. Forgive the car alarm. We'll just go and leave that. Okay, so now, nice Hoth Trooper. He's a couple years older than me, so he would have been closer to mid-teens by the time Empire came out. I was around 10. He would have been 13, 14. So the Empire toys really aren't showing much play wear at all. Actually, all these are in really nice shape, but it's not showing, you know, anything too crazy. Okay. So we got a Farm Boy Luke. Now this is a little bit distressed, it looks like, and a little bit longer than usual. And it is the 2-line Farm Boy Luke. But other than a little bit of toning from age, he's in actually really nice shape. It's a bit of a heartbreaker that he isn't more crisp, that I can't send him in for grading. And you know, I got to figure out what's going on, because I really thought this was the telescoping Luke when I first picked it up, but it isn't. So, but nice piece in any condition, hard to find. Okay, so here we go. So while we're talking, and he's telling me about that he's got to find his figures, he asks me if I've ever heard of the telescoping Obi-Wan Kenobi. Now, when he first says this, I think he's full of it, or he doesn't know what he has. Because a lot of people, like even I, thought that this was at first the telescoping Luke, you know, and everything else. But this is 100% legit. There's the inner filament. It's got a little bit of a bend right here. Let's see if I can get close to the camera. Got a little bit of a bend in it right there. And it has yellowed a bit. But it's real and it's spectacular. And the figure itself, I haven't checked the cape. Yeah. Yeah, the figure itself is actually pretty high grade. So I'm not exactly sure what this will come back, but you know, he's got nice tight joints, and this is one of the ultra rare Star Wars figures. There's less than 100 thought to exist, and I've got one. By the time this is put up on YouTube, it'll already be on its way to AFA for certification and to be graded. I have no doubts that this is 100% legit. It blows my mind that it's been sitting in a basement in South City, St. Louis for 35 years or whatever, waiting for me to come along and buy it and bring it out of the box. This is probably the most significant Star Wars find I've ever had. Can't believe another one's going to go into the market. Nobody's known about this one. It'll be a fresh registration on the AFA. It'll qualify because the filament is complete and it is there. A lot of them are missing the inner filament. This part that I keep pulling out, and I'm going to stop doing now. Don't worry, guys. But you know, so yeah, this is going to be on its way to AFA. It'll be encased in archival glass. It'll be authorized, and I should have it back in a couple of weeks, and then I'll probably move this. Could use the money. I'm expecting a pretty good price for it, and yeah, I'm really excited to have this. I mean, this is unreal. And the part that blows my mind about it is that I want it out of there in the worst way possible. I kept, you know, trying to leave when we were just dealing with the stuff upstairs. And then he's telling me he's got, you know, as I'm about to get out the door, he's like, well, let me take you downstairs and show you my stuff. And I'm like, okay, it's always worth a look. I'm so glad that I didn't let my patience run out and that I was able to get this. I mean, it's just amazing. So I'm gonna start gushing. But it's just really cool. It just really is to even hold something like this. I mean, you know, I fully expect this to be over $5,000, and it's I think it's going to be much higher than that too. I don't know if it'll quite double it, but I think it's going to be in the $8,000 to $10,000 range after it gets graded. We'll see what it comes back, but even if it didn't came back a no grade, it would still be really high. It would be 35 to 5. Okay, so what I put back in, I'll pull that out. So on top of it, I've got the bubble for that figure. One of the only ones I got the bubble for, but it's for that figure. And then in the box, the lunch box that I put away, unfortunately, he removed all the UPC codes to send off. But I got Luke, 12-back card, got a Stormtrooper, and another Stormtrooper. So 3 Stormtrooper 12-back cards. Luke's 12-back too. Sand People, 12-back card. Jawa, 12-back card. R2, 12-back. Princess Leia, 12-back. C-3PO, 12-back. Death Squad Commander, 12-back. Chewbacca, 12-back. Han Solo, 12-back. And I even got the original 12-back to the telescoping telescoping Obi-Wan Kenobi. I'm just so excited. Came from Kmart. It was $1.98. Who would have thought that that this would appreciate that much and be worth thousands of dollars? And the fact that in St. Louis, at a Kmart in South City somewhere, a little boy's family went in and purchased this. It's a real shame that they cut out the UPC, but because it's in really nice shape, very few blemishes. The tearing here, but regardless, I've got the backing card too. So that's my significant find. I'm really excited about it. Please continue to follow my YouTube page. Please like, comment, let other people know about it if you think it's cool. Going to keep sharing finds, sharing comic books, sharing pops, things as I open them and stuff. You guys seem to be enjoying it. I hope it continues to grow. Going to be probably within the next week or so, I'm going to have my first giveaway to try to get numbers up. Won't be anything crazy. It'll probably be in the $50 range, some type of toy or comic book that I'll be giving away. But I really want to get this rolling. I'm enjoying it. Hope you're enjoying it too. Also follow me on Facebook at Alliance Comics, Toys, and Games. Post a lot of new stock, things that go in there. Comics as they come in, and they're priced and ready to go. We'll ship anywhere in the United States. Don't really do overseas shipping out of the store, but we'll let you know about things that come in, and a lot of exciting things come through the door all the time. It's been a blessing. It's been a lot of fun sharing that with you, and I appreciate you sitting through this. I know it's a little long-winded, but I hope the payoff was worth it. All right, if you're ever in O'Fallon, Illinois, come check us out. 110 West State Street, O'Fallon, Illinois, Alliance Comics, Toys, and Games. And this was brought to you by our unofficial sponsor, the Comic Book Presser. That's Chris Myers and his crew down in the Carolinas. I send all of my pressing needs to him. He does a great job. You can check him out. His Facebook page is the Comic Book Presser, Instagram's Comic Book Presser, and his webpage is thecomicbookpresser.com. Follow us at Instagram, Alliance Comics, Toys, and Games, or on Facebook, please. Thank you so much.